Launching a new product is not always about generating a product that is new to the world. As a fact, according to Kotler, hardly 10% of all the new products are actually innovative and unique to the market. Companies usually upgrade their existing products by relaunching them as new ones or adding some new products to the current product mix. This helps to cater to customers' ever-changing needs and taste, technology, and product life cycles. Moving further, irrespective of the type of the new product developed, its process can be simply broken down into 8 different stages, which are: first, idea generation; second, idea screening; third, concept development and testing; fourth, marketing strategy; fifth, business analysis; sixth, product development; seventh, test marketing; and finally, commercialization. Now let's look at each one of them briefly with some examples, starting with idea generation. Ideas that are unique and meet with the consumer's needs form the spine of the new product development. It is the most important step in developing any new product, and they arise from market opportunities that can be innumerable. This stage suggests creating a large pool of ideas from both internal and external sources using numerous techniques. Internal sources consist of the research and development department and employees of the firm. External sources include end customers, channels of distribution, competitors, and other sources such as consultants, communities, government agencies, market research firms, commercial laboratories, etc. Now let's look at an example. Google. Google's most prominent management philosophy is the 20% time policy, which was created by Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin in 2004. In this policy, the company had been encouraging its employees to dedicate 20% of their time to side projects, which is one of the primary reasons why it remains as one of the most innovative companies in the world. It intended to give employees 1 full day per week to work on a Google-related passion project of their choice. The results have been unbelievable and revolutionizing, and their exhibits are Gmail, Google Maps, and Slack that started as side projects. Now moving on to stage 2 of idea screening. This stage involves the evaluation of the pool of innovative ideas and discarding the lesser effective ones. This is done by defining and evaluating the ideas based on the following elements. First, compatibility. Compatibility of the concept with the overall business objective. Next, relevance of the idea based on the existing and predicting business conditions and goals. Third, validity of the premises on which the idea is based upon. Fourth, internal and external barriers that inhibit the growth of the idea into reality. Fifth, practicality of the idea to work based on resources available. Sixth, the idea's predicted return on investment. And finally, internal or external risks that may limit the idea's progress. Moving further, there's a possibility of 2 types of errors to occur in the new product development process, and the idea screening stage serves as a filter to prevent the business from them. These errors are drop error, that is discarding a good idea, and go error, going ahead with a bad idea. Example in this case could be the television show Friends almost didn't see the light of the day, which was almost a drop error. The National Broadcasting Company's comedy show Friends enjoyed a good 10-year run from 1994 to 2004 as a continuing powerhouse for ratings. According to an internal NBC research report, the show nearly didn't see the light of the day as a pilot episode was reported as not very entertaining, clever or original, and was given a poor grade, scoring 41 out of 100. Example 2. My Starbucks Idea. Howard Schultz in 2008 introduced the My Starbucks idea to increase further the company's focus on the customer and their wants. Starbucks on My Starbucks idea gave customers insight into what the company was doing and made them the feel of an insider. This idea has seen colossal success and has been the source of ideas such as Cake Pops, Hazelnut Macchiato, and free Wi-Fi. In 2013, by the 5th anniversary of My Starbucks idea, the company had generated over 150,000 ideas and implemented 277 best ideas out of them. Moving on to the next stage of concept development and testing. An idea is different from a concept. An idea is just an imaginative construction of a business possibility or an opportunity. But a concept is an idea that has passed through the process of fine-tuning and is not as inconsistent. The concept is a prepared version of the product idea which takes into consideration the following points. First, potential target audience. Second, product usage. And third, potential value propositions. Example, a fitness center could be a product idea, but a product concept would be more of a fitness center that focuses on giving yoga sessions to working women offline in the morning and online in the evening. An example of concept testing would be Lego ideas. Lego as a brand has been leveraging crowdsourcing to design innovative new products through its Lego Ideas website. Users here are given a complete liberty to design their Lego products from scratch using their free software provided by Lego. The finished idea is then voted for by the consumers, and the most popular designs are finalized, manufactured, and sold as Lego branded products, giving the original owner some royalties. Designs that gain 10,000 votes in 6 months are considered as eligible for review, where Lego then determines whether or not it will actually manufacture and sell the designs. Main reasons that the company reject designs after receiving good levels of support are IP infringement, inappropriate content for younger viewers, and design characteristics that would prove the project to be unprofitable. Moving on to the next stage of marketing strategy development. Once a concrete concept is finalized, the next step involves generating a marketing strategy for the new product. The marketing strategy is divided into 3 parts. First, a detailed summary of the target market size, structure, and behaviors, the proposed value proposition, the product positioning strategy, sales size, market share, and profit goals for the first few years. Next, an outline of the pricing strategy, distribution strategy, and the required marketing budget for the 4th year. And finally, the marketing mix strategy and the planned long-term sales and profit goals. Next is stage 5, which is the business analysis. The next step after the product and its marketing strategy is finalized is the evaluation of the product as a business by reviewing the following points. First, expenses incurred in manufacturing, marketing, and selling. Second, projected sales. And third, projected profits. The analysis is then compared with the firm's goal, and the product is sent for production only if the above stated factors satisfy the objectives. Moving on to stage 6, which is the product development stage. The product up to this stage only existed as a word description, a drawing, or a prototype. After business analysis clarifies the product, the research and development department takes over for an actual product development. Here the product may take days, weeks, or even months to develop the final product as it goes through the sequence of testing phases, alpha testing and beta testing, to verify all the assumptions. Alpha testing is examining the product inside the firm to ensure it meets the set standards, whereas beta testing means launching a minimum viable product or a test version in the market to verify the product market fit. Nevertheless, it doesn't include testing the final end product or marketing strategy. The example here is of Samsung Note 7 failure. Samsung Galaxy's Note 7 failure is one of the examples of improper product development. The faulty batteries cost the consumer electronic giant $14.3 billion in losses in 2016. Moving on to stage 7, test marketing. After the product development stage, the product is then given a brand identity and introduced in a selected market segment as a pilot for testing. The product is taken into the next step and developed in full scale only after test marketing shows positive results. There are 3 kinds of test markets. First, standard test market. These comprise of small representative markets, for example, a single concentrated city instead of the full state where the firm conducts a full-fledged marketing campaign and makes use of store audits, customer surveys, and distributor surveys. Next, control test markets. These are artificial testing venues like panels of stores that consent to carry out new products for a fee. Even here, there's a risk of competitors gaining access to the new product. And third, simulated test markets. These are events of a shopping environment created by the firm to examine customer behavior concerning the new product and its competitors. This test market also lets the researcher interview customers. One of the examples that need to be highlighted here is the Samsung Galaxy Fold failure. CNET, an American media website, decided to put the Galaxy Fold through a folding torture test. The phone didn't live up to Samsung's promises. The $2,000 device was put into a machine that would swiftly fold it and unfold it. As a result, the display failed at around the 120,169 folds mark. Samsung, upon the announcement of the Fold, said it had tested up to 200,000 folds in internal testing. Samsung Electronics CEO DJ Ko called the company's failed launch of its radical screen-bending Galaxy Fold embarrassing. Additionally, Ko took personal responsibility, admitting, "I pushed it through before it was ready." And finally, stage 8 of commercialization. Test marketing stage provides the management with the data needed to make the final decision of launch about the product. After the final decision of the product to be launched in the market is made, it goes into the ultimate stage of commercialization and is manufactured in the required quantity. This stage involves high cost as manufacturing units are rented or purchased, advertising and communication campaigns are administered, and sales promotion and other marketing efforts are executed to develop an initial demand. Various important decisions are made during the commercialization stage, such as: first, introduction time, that is, what is the best time to launch the product. Second, introduction place. Should the product be launched in a single market or simultaneously in multiple markets? And finally, future strategies. What should be the strategies that will be taken once the product is launched in the market?